To answer this question, I want you to consider the different organizations across your industry. Now, as you consider these different organizations, can you identify organizations that you think will be more successful 5, 10, 20 years from now? And can you identify organizations that you don't think that will be successful as they move into the future in the next 5, 10, or 20 years? My guess is that this is pretty clear, and it's going to become even more clear when we consider the characteristics of the organizations that are going to be more successful moving forward in the future, and those that are going to be less successful moving forward into the future. Now, what are those characteristics? What do you think? What do you think the characteristics of the organizations that won't be as successful? Well, they're probably going to be change resistant. They're probably going to be the type of organization where they want to maintain the status quo, where they feel like they've kind of arrived. In other words, these are organizations that aren't very agile, meaning that they aren't willing to adapt to the changing market conditions that they will face as they move forward into the future. But what about the characteristics of the organizations that will be successful? Now, I imagine that these organizations are going to be change willing. They're going to be opportunistic. They're going to be innovative. In other words, they're going to be agile, willing to adapt and change to meet the changing market conditions. Now, as we look across the different mindsets that we're focused on, we could see a connection between the negative mindsets driving a lack of agility and a lack of future readiness, and the positive mindsets driving greater agility and future readiness. For example, consider the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Who is going to be more willing to adapt, change, and grow? Somebody who believes that they can adapt, change, and grow, or somebody who fundamentally does not? Somebody with a fixed mindset. That seems pretty clear. What about with closed versus open mindsets? When we have a closed mindset, we believe that what we know is right. Therefore, we want to be seen as being right. We shut down new ideas and new perspectives. We see disagreement as a threat. Now, is somebody like that, or is an organizational culture like that going to be agile? Probably not. It's going to require that we're open-minded, that we're willing to take in the ideas and suggestions of others, and even seek out new perspectives. We're going to see disagreement as opportunities to learn and grow. What about prevention versus promotion mindsets? Who's going to be more agile and future ready? Somebody who's focused on avoiding problems, which is a hallmark of a prevention mindset, or somebody who's focused on reaching goals, which is the hallmark of a promotion mindset. I believe that it's only those that are focused on specific goals and doing whatever it takes to reach those goals is who is going to be more agile and future ready. What about the difference between an inward mindset and an outward mindset? Now, to me, this connection wasn't initially clear. But let's put this in the context of how we see our customers. Now, if we are an organization with an inward mindset and we see our customers as objects or as dollar signs, we're probably not going to be inclined to want to meet their needs. We're going to be inclined to do what is best for us and what is easiest for us, and not necessarily what's best for them. Whereas if we have an outward mindset, we're going to see our customers as people, as valuable partners. We're going to try to connect with them to determine how we can add greater value into their lives. In fact, that's one of the things that Microsoft has done as they've transitioned over the last 6 years to having the more positive mindsets. Satya Nadella, their CEO, encouraged their employees to connect more with their customers. Because if they could connect more with their customers, they could understand what troubles and needs that their customers have. And then they could go back to the organization and figure out ways to meet the needs of their customers. This has resulted in a whole host of changes that have led Microsoft to triple their market capitalization and stock price over the last 6 years. So hopefully, as we walk through these different sets of mindsets, you can see that it's truly only those organizations that have growth, open, promotion, and outward mindsets that are going to be successful as we move forward in the next 5, 10, and 20 years.